Hello students, I hope you all are fit and fine and doing very well in your studies. Dear students, in last video we had already discussed about physical and chemical properties of metals and non-metals. In this video we are going to discuss about displacement reaction and uses of metals and non-metals. So let's begin our class. Students, I want to remind you one thing. In last class, we had read that nonmetals react with oxygen to form nonmetal oxides, and nonmetal oxides are acidic in nature. But please, you have to note down one thing, that most of the nonmetals form acidic oxides, but there are some exceptions. This is because some of the nonmetals form neutral oxides. Neutral oxide means which are neither acidic nor basic. For example, hydrogen is a nonmetal which form a neutral oxide, that is H2O, which is commonly known as water. So it means that hydrogen react with oxygen to form water, and water is a neutral oxide. So I hope you remember this. Students, before we study the displacement reactions of metals, we should know the reactivity series of metals. So let's talk about reactivity series of metals. Some metals are chemically very reactive, whereas other metals are less reactive or unreactive. On the basis of intensity of reaction of various metals with oxygen, water and acids, as well as the displacement reaction, the metal have been arranged in a group according to their chemical reactivities. The arrangement of metal in a vertical column in the order of decreasing reactivity is called the reactivity series of metals. So students, let's see the picture of reactivity series of metals. So now it is clear that the reactivity series is the list of metals arranged in the decreasing order of their reactivity. So now it is clear to you that in reactivity series, the most reactive metal is placed at the top, whereas the least reactive metal is placed at the bottom. Now, potassium is the most reactive metal, so it has been placed at the top of the reactivity series. As we come down in the reactivity series, the chemical reactivity of metal decreases gradually. For example, sodium is the less reactive than potassium. Calcium is the less reactive than sodium. Magnesium is less reactive than calcium. Aluminium is less reactive than magnesium, and so on. Now, platinum is the least reactive metal, that's why it is placed at the bottom of the reactivity series. So, I hope the meaning of reactivity series is clear to you. We should remember the reactivity series of metals because it will help us in understanding the displacement reaction of metals. So now students, let's talk about displacement reaction. A more reactive metal displaces a less reactive metal from its salt solution. कहने का मतलब ये है कि जो मोर रिएक्टिव मेटल होगा वो लेस रिएक्टिव मेटल को उसी के सॉल्ट सॉल्यूशन से डिस्प्लेस कर देगा. This means that when a more reactive metal is placed in the salt solution of a less reactive metal, then more reactive metal displaces the less reactive metal from its salt solution. The more reactive metal becomes a part of the salt, whereas the less reactive metal is set free. So, you will better understand by the help of example. So let's talk about some example. Students, let's talk about an activity, then we will discuss about this reaction. Now, we have to take about 50 milliliter of water in a beaker and dissolve 5 gram of copper sulfate solution in it to obtain copper sulfate solution. Now the color of the copper sulfate solution is blue in color. Now we have to put a clean iron nail in copper sulfate solution in the beaker and keep the beaker undisturbed for some time. We will find that the blue color of copper sulfate solution starts fading gradually and the iron nail gets covered with a red-brown layer of copper metal. This change takes place because iron metal displaces copper metal from its compound copper sulfate. It is the copper metal set free from its compound which form a red-brown layer on the surface of iron nail. So now let's talk about the reaction. So reaction of iron metal with copper sulfate solution. When a strip of iron metal or an iron nail is placed in copper sulfate solution for some time, then the blue color of copper sulfate solution fades and a red-brown coating of copper metal is deposited on the iron strip or iron nail. This reaction can be seen on the screen that copper sulfate combines with iron to form iron sulfate plus copper. So, in this case, the solution turns greenish due to the formation of iron sulfate. We know that iron metal is more reactive than copper metal. So, in this reaction, a more reactive metal iron is displacing a less reactive metal copper from its salt solution, copper sulfate solution. The products of this displacement reaction are iron sulfate solution and copper metal. So now please note that the blue color of copper sulfate solution changes to greenish due to the formation of iron sulfate, which is green in color. The copper metal produced in this displacement reaction forms a red-brown coating over the iron strip or iron nail. So, in this displacement reaction, iron metal displaces copper from copper sulfate solution. This displacement reaction takes place because iron is more reactive than copper. The displacement reaction between iron metal and copper sulfate solution is now clear to you. Students, let's consider one more reaction, that is reaction of zinc metal with copper sulfate solution. When a strip of zinc metal is placed in the copper sulfate solution for some time, then the blue color of copper sulfate solution fades gradually and red-brown copper metal is deposited on the zinc strip. This reaction you can just see on the screen. We know that zinc metal is more reactive than copper metal. So, in this reaction, a more reactive metal, zinc, is displacing a less reactive metal, copper, from its salt solution, copper sulfate solution. The product of this displacement reaction are zinc sulfate solution and copper metal. Please note that the blue color of copper sulfate solution gradually disappears due to the formation of colorless zinc sulfate solution. The copper metal which is formed in this displacement reaction deposited on the zinc strip in the form of a red-brown coating. So, in the above displacement reaction, Zinc metal displaces copper metal from copper sulfate solution. So, the displacement reaction between zinc and copper sulfate solution occurs because zinc is more reactive than copper. Now students, let's see one more reaction which is given on the screen. If we place a strip of copper metal in zinc sulfate solution, then no displacement reaction will take place. This displacement reaction does not take place because copper metal is less reactive than zinc metal. So, a less reactive metal copper cannot displace a more reactive metal zinc from its salt solution, zinc sulfate solution. Thus, copper cannot displace zinc from zinc sulfate solution. So students, I hope displacement reaction is clear to you, that reaction in which a more reactive metal displaces a less reactive metal. In case of non-metals, a more reactive non-metal displaces a less reactive non-metal from its salt solution. But this displacement reaction of non-metals you have to read in higher classes. Students, let's talk about the uses of some metals. Metals are used in our everyday life for a large number of purposes. Metals are used in making nails, utensils, water boilers, electric wires, office furniture, aeroplanes, satellites, and so many things. So let's talk about some of the important uses of metals. Aluminium foils are used for packaging medicines, chocolates, decorating sweets, wrapping foods, etc. Aluminium metal in the form of alloys is used to make aeroplanes. Iron, copper and aluminium metals are used for making cooking utensils. Aluminium metal is used for making electric cables and overhead electric transmission lines. Mercury metal is used for making thermometers. Gold and silver are used for making jewelry. Copper is used for making electric wires, cooking utensils, etc. Zinc is mainly used as a protective coat for iron, means zinc metal is used for galvanizing iron to protect it from rusting. Aluminium is used for making electric cables, packaging, cooking utensils, etc. Metals like iron and steel are widely used in building and home constructions. Liquid metals like mercury, which can exist in room temperature, is used in clinical thermometers. Lead is commonly used in car batteries. Coins are made up of nickels. Sodium used as a table salt. In our body, iron is present in the pigment of red blood cells called hemoglobin, which transport oxygen from the lungs to all the tissues of our body. If there is a deficiency of iron in our body, then there will be less hemoglobin in our blood. Lower level of hemoglobin in the blood will cause shortage of oxygen in the body, leading to tiredness and weakness. So students, these are the importance of metals in our daily life. Students, let's talk about some of the uses of non-metals also. All the living things around us like plants and animals are made up of mainly of compounds of non-metals like carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, sulfur and phosphorus, etc. Non-metals are used in our day-to-day life for a large number of purposes. Some of the important uses of common non-metals like oxygen, nitrogen, chlorine, iodine, sulfur, phosphorus and carbon are given below. So oxygen is used for breathing. Oxygen is a non-metal which is used by plant and animal for breathing. Thus, oxygen non-metal is essential for maintaining our life. Oxygen non-metal is also used in the process of burning of fuels in homes, factories and transport vehicles. Chlorine is used for purifying water. Phosphorus is used in crackers. Non-metals like nitrogen is used in fertilizers. Graphite is used as a good conductor of electricity. Potassium is used in fertilizers. Nitrogen is used by plants. Graphite is used in making leads. Carbon is used as a fuel. Bromine is used in dyes and pesticides. So all these are the uses of non. So students, now we have completed our chapter number 4, that is metals and non-metals. So I hope each and every topic is clear to you. But if you have any doubt regarding any topic of this chapter, you just call me without any hesitation, or you can write in group also. So that's all for today's class. But your homework is that just complete all the notes of this chapter and write question and answers in your science notebook and send me in group without delay. And students, the main thing is that keep smiling on your face. Stay home, stay healthy, use mask and sanitizer and keep yourself free from infection. So that's all for today's class. Thanks for watching this video.